I'm back. I added a lot to my entry. I gave myself 15 minutes and I was thinking I might have found even more if I'd given myself more time. I didn't even get to any insects or anything like that. I hardly got to any animals. I was thinking mostly about plants, I guess. Um, you can kind of look and see what I did, but I filled in my map. You can see I spent a lot of time over here by the old pond, and I saw things like our pear tree is blooming. It's a Bartlett pear, and I know a lot of people aren't big fans of those, but they are very pretty this time of year. I said it looks like snow, fresh. This was my surprising thing, and I wonder if you found anything surprising. When I put my nose in to smell it, because one of the kids had said, "Ooh, it smells good." When I smelled it, it reminded me of a pool locker room. I thought it smelled really gross, which was surprising for something so pretty to smell so gross. Some insects must think it smelled good though, because they're pollinating it. So I guess that's just a human thing. You should see if you can smell a Bartlett pear. They're not Bartlett. That's the good kind of pear. Um, Bradford pear. Sorry, doesn't actually make any pears, just teeny tiny little things. Anyway, so I just like drawing walnuts, and I was stumbling over so many walnuts. They're like little ball bearings this time of year that I took a little note on walnuts. I noticed that they don't have any more of their green or even their black shells anymore. It's just the nuts in their hard outer case. It made me wonder, I wonder what squirrels eat when these run out, or do they ever run out in the summer? You never hear about squirrels eating anything but nuts. They must eat something else, surely. Um, so I've got a whole variety of things. I have pictures, I have lots of words. And when we talk about our words, we usually try to think about which ones are notices, which ones are things that I wonder, so questions that it led me to. And then another thing that we sometimes try to do to make a connection is we'll think about what something reminds you of. And sometimes this can lead to a story. Sometimes it can just help you connect things back to what you already know. Um, I didn't have any reminds me of this time, except for, I guess, that locker room thing. But I do have a lot of different notices. Another thing I thought was kind of cool was in order to, this is usually a stretch for me personally, is to try to put numbers into my entries. So words, pictures, and also numbers. And I was glad that I had my phone with me. I used the stopwatch and I heard 8 different bird calls in 1 minute. I timed that because I just wanted to see. Now, do I know for sure that they were different birds making the calls? No, because different birds have different calls too, or the same bird has different calls too. But I made a guess there. And I also measured the tallest onion grass I could find was 14 inches, which is pretty long. But I guess it wasn't actually tall. It was more like it was long because it was really curly at the end, like a little curly cue. So I would just challenge you to think about sharing this with somebody. If you did this activity with somebody, you can think about anything you saw that you found you had in common. You could trade entries and try to follow the maps and find the things that they saw. You could just talk about something that surprised you, or something you saw that maybe an animal did, or just something that you liked about doing this, something that was hard. I hope that you'll try it again. You can do this with really any topic that you're interested in that's outside. You can try it with mushrooms, you can try it with flowers, you can try it with soil, a certain type of animal, like a certain species of bird, or we did earthworms at school last week. There's lots of options. All right, we would love to see what you do. If you feel like taking a picture of your entry and sending it to us, that would be great. All right, have fun. Happy spring!